Welcome everybody. I did it again. I
Mhm.
actually played the intro first, like an idiot. I meant to play the countdown first.
That's
Welcome
right. It doesn't matter
everybody.
what way you do it around. Some people do it like that.
We're actually waiting on Uncle Danny coming in.
We are.
So we'll see the comments. Who's all here tonight? Oh, we have Lunar Sis. We have the Knowledge Within, which is our Lewis. We have our
Hello.
Dobby, beautiful sis. Oh, all our sisters are here. Dobby and Amora as well. And we
Hello,
have our
sister.
Rudy.
Hello, brother. And lovely Miss Raven's Wolf as well.
Oh, Ravenous is here. Where is she? Where is she? Oh, that's right. I
She's up
forgot
the top.
Ravenous is here. Our beautiful Sarah. Oh, and our Liam's here. My son.
Hello.
Get to your bed, boy. You nosy wee monkey.
How
Do you
are
know
you,
he played a trick on me? I says to him, Liam, go and bring me in some paracetamol, son. I says, where are you? And
Hello,
he says, he was in
Texas.
Glasgow. He says, I'm in Glasgow with Gran. I says, right, bring me in some paracetamol on the way home. And he's like, I waited, about an hour passed. And I says, Liam, where are you going to be home? Send me your location to see where he was. Blackpool, he sent me. I was like, you're in Blackpool? You shit. Then he walked in the door about half an hour later. He was playing a trick on me, kidding me when he was in Blackpool. And he was in Glasgow. I didn't know you could actually send a false location. You know how like, when you're texting somebody, it comes up, if you type in location, it comes up your location. I didn't know you could put a false one in. You
Neither
monkey.
did I, but I guess
Well, he's kind of he was in Blackpool. Wee shite.
That would have been quite far out to go
tomorrow.
from where you are.
Exactly. I'm thinking, my God, Liam, I'll get my paracetamol about 3 in the morning. It takes, I think it's 4 hours. 4 hours to get to Blackpool and 4 hours back. So that was only at 9:30.
Oh my God.
If you want to come up with it, I have put the link in the group chat on Facebook Messenger if you want to pop up. But I'm on my phone again because I can't get the laptop to work again. So we're on the phone.
My laptop's gone and done weird things. I don't know what's happened to it.
I don't know what's going on. I'm going to have to wait till it runs out of charge, I think, and then try and reboot it.
Has it been funny since we had that experience?
It's we had that experience. It has not worked correctly. I remember last Monday I had to try. I tried all the time we were live, and it just would not come on, and it's no work since. I had it on the other day. When did I go live? Thursday night I went live. Remember doing the spirit box and things. It worked that night.
Yeah, when we was all on there with Woody.
Yep. And it hasn't worked since. So I don't know. I have no clue. Yeah, I don't know what it's talking about. I don't know where Uncle Daniel has went. Oh, Hatch, our favourite man.
Hello, Hatchie. How are you, brother?
Welcome, bud.
Hugs and kisses to you.
Oh, you've left him in the bath. You've left poor... I always forget that bloody snake's name. You've left Norman in the bath. Oh, well, he'll enjoy it. Well, tonight, guys, what we were going to do is we'll just start talking and Uncle Danny will come in when he's ready. Last week when Sherry and I was live on her channel, there was a bit of a mix-up, people thinking Sherry was possessed. She wasn't possessed, guys. Weren't you not, Sister Sherry? You weren't possessed.
No.
It was channeling.
It was actually when I'd done that video. I'd done that video and I had that channeling with Dakota and Chris. And there was a message I see in their room saying, you must see the video, Sherry got possessed. And I had to put a status underneath going, no, I was not possessed. It's called channeling.
Would you like to explain a wee bit about that for the people that don't know?
It was just really, we both felt that it was very important to maybe try to explain to you a little bit about the difference between a possession.
I know my pal Shell got a bit scared, actually. Shell had mailed me. She hadn't watched the live, but she always watched. If any of us go live, Shell will often be in her bed at that time because she's no a night owl like us. And she had mailed me the next day really panicking. She said, did you watch that live last night? And I was like, aye. She's like, what's wrong with Sherry? Is she all right? And so even she was panicking, and Cheryl's a regular guy. She watches every life, and she always has done for about 2 years. So even she was a bit confused, sis. So
Yeah, and it can be very easy to misjudge both ways if you don't understand about it, which is why I think it'd be, as we said, it'd be really important to share out with everybody. So obviously, channeling and possession are two totally different things, okay? Even though channeling is believed to be associated with being possessed, it's not being possessed. It's where the channeler will be open to communication with spirit. It's a way for the spirits to be able to manipulate your body to give over messages, to tell you things that may have happened to them, or just even a way of them just being able to make themselves known to you, because a lot of people physically cannot see them. So they will use a physical person's body to do so. When you're
mm,
channeling, you are very conscious and very aware of what's going to happen. You very well know when the spirit is coming into your body. You have energies that are higher power that will protect you when you're doing the channeling as well. They would be in charge of who goes into you and how to get them out as well.
so you really
On
have to
that
trust your
evening, I
guides
was
then.
channeling a higher power. Obviously, in that situation, I'd come into communication with what you would believe to be an extraterrestrial. Okay, they're all a residual energy. They are all beings that have the emotions and the ways to be capable to be able to communicate with you in many ways, and one of them is being channeling. There is a lot of people that can be quite controversial about channeling, and don't all not everybody believes in it either. Okay,
Mhm.
but it is a very real thing. I've been able to do it from a very young age. Now with me, at the beginning, the consciousness is very much open, so I'm very much aware of what's going on, and you have to be willing for them to be able to communicate with you in that way. I'm not saying that
Right,
not all spirits can't come into you, they can, but you will always have a way of knowing. They're not there normally to possess your body, they're there to use your body as a way of communication. Some of them
right,
may become quite comfortable with being in your body and may stay there a bit longer than they should, which is when your spirit guide and that would step in and remove them.
right,
But they don't have full control of your body. They have full control of your consciousness, which is how they're able to talk to you, to communicate with you, and to show you that they're there.
right.
When you're possessed, possession can be done in two forms of way. It can be unknown, so a spirit can come into you without you inviting it, and for many different reasons to why they would possess you. A lot of this can be to do with religious faiths and religious
Mhm.
beliefs, because it's believed that when you're possessed by negativity and evil spirit, okay? Spirits that don't believe in God, don't like God, and don't like anything that's associated with him. They
Mhm.
they look to cause destruction and will sometimes use a physical body to be able to do so. In this case, you have no control over your body. At the beginning, it starts off with little things like characteristics may change, your behavior may slightly change. As the possession goes on, it becomes even more apparent. So then it goes from them being in control of your mind, being in control of your behavior, to then maybe manipulating you through illness and
Mhm.
through confusion. Um, it'll get to the point where you have no longer any charge of your body. They take full control of your body. They work with you and how they want you to be. They will use you to do their evil ways. You are no longer in control of your body. They say that your soul is no longer there when you're possessed. You have to fight the spirit out to rebirth the spirit into you, which is why you use things such as exorcisms, cleansings, blessings, you name it, you can do it.
So
But
take it
with
then you're powerful than
possession,
your spirit guides then.
with the
That
spirit
all,
guides, obviously, when you become possessed and stuff, there is only so much that your spirit guides can do. If as a spirit becomes attached to you to the point that it manipulates what you're doing, you're no longer the person that you normally are. You become them. So not all spirit guides and things can step in when it gets to that point. They can be there around you to try and protect you, but they can't physically do anything. You do need to be exorcisms and stuff to remove the spirit from your body, as it can become worse. It can result in the most worst scenarios in death. And it don't have to necessarily be that they do anything to you. It could be that they put thoughts in your head. It can be suicide, it can be illness, it can be a number of things, but there is a very big difference between possession and channeling. Possession, you don't have control. Channeling, you do. Okay, you are aware to a certain extent on what you're doing. You have got somebody there at all times to make sure that they remove and allow whatever spirits they feels okay for you to be channeling. With possession, it's not like that. They don't need permission to take your body. It's only through certain things that you do, certain ways that you act. You could be in a very upset mood, you could be in a very depressed mood, and that energy feeds a negative energy, which then can allow it to attach you. But when you're channeling, you're not doing that. The channeling is just you having the spirit communicating through you, showing its existence, telling its story.
Hi, everybody.
So it uses your body and your subconscious to communicate through. And obviously with me, I will use such things as meditation, spiritual music, things to put my mind into a balance, because it's really important that when you channel, that your mind is in a good frame.
Could they no trick you though? Could like a spirit no trick you to think that it was good, get possession of you, thinking
when
that
you've got the spirit guide, when you've got the spirit guides and things there, I'm not saying that some spirits, when they come into you, they can't overtake you or they can't get over possessed by being in your body, but the difference is obviously with a possession, it's easy for a spirit to take you that way once they've got you, but with channeling, you have got energies around you that would know,
right? Okay,
if they're good or bad, and if
you have to trust their guides, then don't you, to know what they're doing?
It's not just going to be that I sit here and then I'm like, yep, okay, take me over and that's it. I do have my energies that work with me and allow me to be able to do that.
Right. Because it does look pretty scary, doesn't it?
Do you want to rephrase on it?
Yeah. Okay. Channeling versus, what's the discussion? Channeling versus.
Well, we're trying to explain what the difference is between channeling and possession, because a few people got mixed up the other day and thought I was possessed when I was channeling that extra
channeling is a lot different than possession. Possession is to do with your soul, and then your mind, and then your body. So possession is all about taking over you as a being. Okay.
Yeah.
Channeling is different. If you have spirit guides, if you're channeling, their spirit does not jump into your spirit. Their spirit connects with your mind. So your mind and your spirit, their spirit becomes part of your brain. It's not that they become part of your soul. And so
it's in the third eye.
Everything they think, everything they feel, you can, like a computer, print out what they're feeling, print out what they're saying, and everything else. Now, your spirit guides are there. If something goes wacky, your spirit guides are already a half of you, or already part of you. When you have a spirit guide, it becomes a part of you.
Yeah.
So if it feels something, sketchy, it's going to kick that spirit out. Right?
Which is what I was trying to explain.
Because in a channeling situation, if you're just channeling, it's more of a mental than a spiritual thing. And your spiritual guides will say, ha, enough of this horse shit, and kick the person to the curb. Okay?
Right.
Now, spiritual channeling or mental channeling, either one, can be dangerous if you don't know the signs when you're a channeler. Like, if you don't realize that it's them speaking, if you don't realize it's their thoughts, okay? Like, say you're channeling and you're not sure, were they thinking that or was I thinking that? That's when trouble can start. Because now you have something called demonic confusion.
Yeah.
if they can confuse you enough, you'll let your guards down and they can get in. But that's a very, very rare thing. I have actually, in all my years of doing it, and I've done a few of these cleansings. I don't like to call them exorcisms. I like to call them
cleansings. Yeah, that's why I said cleansings as well.
I've done a few human cleansings, and I don't recall one time when it was because someone was channeling.
Right.
Like I don't think there was any time. The only time channeling was involved where I had to cleanse somebody, they were not only channeling, but they were channeling through the Ouija board. So between the two elements, that spirit was a lot stronger.
Right.
So it got in because it wasn't only just channeling, they were allowing a physical means to channel as well as a mental means, which is 2/3 of the pie, right? Because you got mind, spirit, and body. So the channeler in this case was letting them use her mind, use her body, right? So the only thing left with the spirit, so it was 2 against 1 sort of a thing. And she got in some serious trouble, but she really should not have been doing it the way she was doing it, right? And she's never done it that way since. She's only used it one way. So, but yeah.
So basically, it's a choice then between like letting them in and not letting them in, and your spirit guides kind of protecting you along the way.
Your spirit, like Pup said, your spirit guides, the ones that work with you, are with you 24/7. They are already part of your soul, so they are there no matter what spirit goes into you. But it's not them physically using your body, as Pup says. It's them using your mind. It's them engaging your mind. But you can still walk and act and do the things that they would be doing because they have got control of your mind in that way to make you react in the way that they would be doing.
Yeah, and
because they're not physically in your body, like a demonic possession. The spirit is physically in you in a possession, okay, and needs to be cast out. Where when you're channeling, it doesn't need casting out. The spirit guides will kick it if it's not good.
Right.
So,
and with channeling, it is more or less a permission, saying I'm allowing you to speak through me or whatever, right?
That's what I said. I open myself to them.
Where a possession is not permission. You have to say yes. They have to wear you down to the point where you give up.
Right?
So but there are two sorts of
difference.
There
is the difference
because there are people that are willing to let a possession happen to them.
That's called a perfect possession, and there's nothing anyone can do about that. But I mean, on the average, right?
Yeah.
Averagely speaking.
Yeah, they're not. They will wear you down, like you said.
Channel, it's a permission thing, and you've already set the bounds. I gave you permission to speak through me. I give you permission to do this or that. But they can't do anything that you don't allow, right?
Yeah.
Where it comes to possession, they wear you down to the point where you just give up and don't give a shit no more.
Right.
Then they take over completely. Okay.
Yeah, that's where your characteristics change.
That's the major difference.
Behavior, everything will change.
You know, and with me, like in my case, I don't channel per se, right? But Astro and I are one all the time. Like everything he sees, I see. Everything he knows, I know, right? Vice versa. Everything I see, he, right? Ain't no one gonna jump me because the first thing they're gonna run into is Astro. It's like that's not a good idea. He's probably older than you, and you ain't got to stand a chance. So
exactly. And the thing is if you was open to channeling like that and we were walking around town every day, we'd be getting jumped every couple of seconds. You know what I mean? That's why we have our spirit guides and people like that. Because obviously when you are made aware that you're a channeler, you do have spirits that try to communicate with you and try to get you to open up so that they can communicate. But that's where your spirit guides and that stepping in and they're like, not today, not ready, you know.
Hey, Woody. Yeah, that's true. And that happens to mediums all the time. All types of mediums, all types of settings. You be walking around and you can be jumped.
Right.
Okay. Good news. You can't be jumped by a demon.
Right.
You can only be jumped by a human, right? So when you're a medium or you're you know, a sensitive, whatever, you can get jumped, but it will be by a human. Now, hopefully, Usually when that happens, the human that jumps you is so desperate, okay? Because they're so lost, they're so scared, they're so confused, they don't know what's going on. So usually when they jump you, you have no clue what's going on at first. Your brain has to catch up, right?
Right.
But
Yeah, I've had that.
they don't take over you completely. They take over just enough so that you're really aware they're there, and they can project everything that they're feeling and seeing and everything else, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, I've seen a lot of people who were empathic, or a lot of people that were sensitives, or they'll get jumped. They'll just be walking down the street and all of a sudden, bam, a spirit will jump them. Because one case in particular, a guy I used to know years ago, he's gone now, but his name was Paul. He was walking down the street and he went past a hotel, a big hotel. Just as he got to the center of the hotel, we were out, just doing shit.
Mhm.
As he got to the center of the hotel, he went like this, right? And I looked at him, and his eyes were a different color. Like all of a sudden, boom, right? And I went, "Hi, who are you?" Right? And the spirit that jumped kind of went like this, looked at me, and kind of like, "How the hell do you know?" sort of expression on his face, right? So
Uh-huh.
like, was that uh, um,
Kind of morphed.
the overlay, right? The overlay of
Right.
the anyway. He looked at me, and it turns out the spirit that jumped him, okay, he wasn't aggressive, he wasn't mean, he was really confused and screwy, but I mean, he wasn't a bad spirit. Turns out that the spirit had jumped from the 7th floor to his death, right,
God.
right in front of the hotel where we walked by, right. So
Wow.
it's there, and I guess through the years being panicked that nobody could speak to him, nobody could see him, nobody could do whatever. When he noticed that Paul made eye contact with him, he jumped him immediately, right?
Yeah.
Right.
They do know when they look for signs for you to be that way. I've had it. I've been jumped.
I think maybe, and this is just a guess, but maybe 67% of people who are empathic have been jumped once in their life.
Right.
Like
I think that's just
I've been
spirit.
jumped several times, and it
Do
is
you think
quite.
that's just spirits because they've died, like humans because they've died? They're like just
yeah,
The thing
clinging to
is
any
that
sign
it
of
does
life.
feel different,
yeah,
even though you do channel and like you're still channeling because they go like they come to you, and that is completely different to when you're actually allowing them when they
yeah. It's
actually
a, it's a
jump
different
you.
thing.
It does feel different because, like Pup said, it's unexpected.
Yeah,
Right.
Even and you're not ready for it because you've
yeah.
not
You
your
got to be
body's there
prepared
to
to
be ready
channel,
for it.
right?
So you have to like Pup says, you have to catch up to what they're trying to tell you. You have to be able to start seeing what they're doing, and
Yeah,
that can
see,
Is
take
it
some
maybe
time.
when you're
sometimes just a
channeling,
spirit panicking then? Like a human
oh yeah,
panicking, oh no, I'm dead, and try to just jump anybody that's
exactly,
alive?
exactly. Yeah, the humans just panicked, right,
Right.
and needs answers. So they're not very polite sometimes. They just jump you, right? But they're not doing it to be nasty. They're not doing it to be mean. They're doing it because they are in full panic mode. And
Because
finally someone can communicate what they're going through. So they jump
Yeah,
that
they
person,
want help.
right? It's
Yeah,
because they're so desperate for help. Then they'll jump somebody.
yeah,
Now when you're channeling, most channelers that I know take a day or a few hours before and they prepare and they got certain rituals they do, certain things they do to protect themselves while they're channeling, and they set themselves up for it, right?
right.
So that, yes, you can feel all their emotions, you can see what they're doing, you'll be able to say what they're saying, your voice might change, your facial may change, but it's in a controlled environment, right?
Hmm. I
Versus
wouldn't
it is
advise you do it
controlled
alone
because
then. Uh-huh.
you've prepared it. Like I won't ever go into just channeling. I will prepare. Like Pop says, I do prepare myself. I'll do 2 days of meditation. I'll have my salt baths and things to up and heighten my spiritual energy. I will call on the prayers of the angels and of my elements and things like that. I always have all of my energies around me. I'll have
Right.
crystals out. I'll have a candle out normally and have that lit to represent peace and positivity. I always put things in place beforehand so that when it does come to the channeling, nothing that shouldn't happen is going to happen because it's all there and protected, as well as having your spirit guides that are with you all the time anyway.
Big hugs,
So,
Joby. Sorry you had a bad day, sweetheart. Big hugs.
Oh, sorry, Kat.
All the yucky
Big
poops
hug.
there.
So did
Yeah,
you find it hard to kick out the alien spirit the other night, sis, or was it just as
it
much
was
as a
because it
human
was a new
spirit?
experience for me. I'm only used to communicating with spirit, okay?
Right,
And the experience between me and the spirit and the experience between me and that extraterrestrial was a completely different feeling, okay?
right,
Because aliens, even though they show in a spiritual form, okay, they are not dead. Okay, they are physically alive. They can just do that. They can make themselves translucent so that you can't see them. So I wasn't channeling a spirit. I was channeling another body. Okay,
right.
so for me it was completely different, and I did struggle to come out of it because when I'd been took into that place, it was a new place. It was something I was not familiar with. I wasn't expecting myself to be took the way I did straight away because I was
Right,
only used to doing it with him on my own. I thought because Chris and Dakota was there that he would probably hold back, but he didn't.
right,
And he come through and I was up in this place, and I come into a scenario where the good was there, but there was this negative energy of alien there that was doing something that was trying to hold me. So where I was trying to get out, it wasn't letting me, and my one was fighting against them. In
right.
this, Aura can't physically step into stuff to do with the aliens. She can only be in the spiritual side. She can be there to keep my body safe, but she can't physically step into the alien realm and
Right,
say, get out of her. You know, this is a completely different thing. This is where I think my alien friend that was there is the one that would be like Aura. He'll be the one that watches me because he knows I can channel and
right.
communicate with them as
That's
well. So
probably
he'd
why
be
he's
like what
there
Aura
then,
is.
isn't it? That'll be why he's
Yeah.
there then, just to kind of keep
And I'm
you.
sure like Pups doesn't really like Pups that hasn't worked with like alien and that, but I'm sure Pups will say the same thing. Channeling an alien race is completely different than channeling a spirit.
well, yeah,
Right,
because an alien
You know what I mean?
race, this is just an opinion. I have I have trouble with thinking it's an alien race that's coming to channel because not that it's not. Okay, I'm not saying it isn't, but I'm also aware that true shadow people have the
mm-hmm.
exact same um,
Structure.
they have the same structure, but they also have the same attitudes and the same sort of characteristics. So, so for me, yeah, I wouldn't let myself, be channeled by something I don't understand, right?
Right. Uh-huh.
Because it's too dangerous. Like if it turned out, yeah, okay, let's say they are aliens, fantastic, right? No problem. And you're channeling, you're doing everything else and everything. That's great. But what if it's a shadow person and you don't realize it? You're screwed.
See, that's what I would be scared of, that it was something
It would,
pulling
and
me.
I would have been subconscious if when I was channeling, I didn't see my alien friend. He doesn't look like a shadow person. He looks like an alien. I know that he's alien, not a
I'm
shadow
aware.
person.
I'm aware, sweetheart. But what I'm saying is, shadow people can easily look like whatever they want to. They can look like an alien, and they're not.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not worried about what you do, sweetheart. You've been at this long enough. You know what's what already. I'm not even concerned what you do. But what I'm saying for myself and for other people, be aware that sometimes you gotta. If you're not 100% sure what the spirit or the thing is that wants to talk, don't let it in. You know.
Right.
see,
Mm-hmm.
with me, I do want to say to you guys, obviously I did put myself forward. I did say yes to Dakota and Chris. I did give permission for them to communicate with me if they
Right.
wanted to. That's what
Right.
happened. Okay. And I communicated with them. Like Pup said, I know who I'm channeling, and I do, and I know it was them because of where I was, the things that I could see, and yes, it was a new experience for me. But because I am a very advanced channeler, because I've been doing it since a child, I was able to sustain what was going on with me, even though at times it was a bit scary because it was a new place, a new sort of venture. I was physically understanding of what I was doing because I do that on a regular basis doing the channeling.
Right.
It was just
Yeah.
that it was a different being and a different feeling. So, and I didn't have aura there physically to be able to remove or do anything, because it's in another realm to do with
I
them.
was just worried because you were yourself.
I had to put my trust in my alien friend that he was going to keep me safe. And I've not known him long. He did keep me safe. He got me out of there along with Dakota. I know now 100% I can trust him when I'm channeling. And I've had a couple of experiences with him doing that since then to try to get myself more used to it. But for anybody that doesn't know about channeling, doesn't know how to do these sort of things, I wouldn't suggest you go in and start trying to do it, because
especially for yourself.
You can end up in places you don't even realize.
Yes, and that's my point. If you're not someone like Pup's got 25 years at least of channeling experience. Okay, so I'm not really concerned. But I am concerned with other people and like myself, you know, I'll see what Pup sees. I'll say, oh yeah, that's an alien. Then I'll go like this and go, oh no, you're not. Right?
Yeah.
Because of who I am, you know, and what I've done, right? So that's what I'm saying. You got to be very careful, especially because it's brand new to you. You know what I mean? Like if it was something like, let's say somebody has been working with the UFO phenomenon, the UFOs and the alien species and everything else for years. I wouldn't give a rat's ass what they did, right? Because they've been in their field, they've studied their field, they know their shit. And the only reason I'm not concerned with Pup is because Pup knows how to do everything anyway. And besides, when Grunt came to shove, you know, Aurora, I'm sure, would call Mommy and Daddy to come to the rescue. So right?
And I know, even though she can't physically be there in that realm, if she really felt I was really that badly in danger, she would have gone to her dad and her mum. And
they can cross realms.
They can. Yeah, but she's not at that stage where she can go into. She goes into certain realms, but not that one yet.
Right.
And with what she's got here, and she has her own to look after.
You know what? Now that you're playing around in the mud, okay, as I like to call it, playing in the mud. Guess what? Mommy and Daddy's going to be teaching a little girl now.
Yep.
Yeah.
To be able to do
next time she'll be
made it very aware that Aura will be able to travel in that realm with me at some point.
No, she'll do it next time for sure. She's going to jump in you and she's going to go for the ride with you. That's it. You're not getting away with that shit the second time.
I would actually prefer that. I would like to have Aura there. She has been my lifelong tutor. You know what I mean? And I think I'd feel a lot more safer with her being involved as well as him. You know what I mean? So,
well, you two are called Twin Flame, right? So, like, the fact of the matter is, you guys have been together forever, like me and Astro, right?
Yeah, like you.
Everything he sees, everything he feels, everything he does.
You see through Astro's eyes, don't you?
Right.
I see through Aura's eyes.
Right? You do the same with Aurora. Yeah. You just have to take that next step to where you say, we're one now, you know? And I can tell you how to do that. Like, I show you how to do that.
Like, I know that we're one, but I want to be able to make her fully that way so that she can go to any of these things.
It's just one more step.
I am a very experienced channeler, and I can go to anywhere that I want to go. Okay, and some of those places, I can't go with at the minute because I have not completely gave myself to her. Yes, I can see through her. I've got her feelings. She's got mine. We are very connected. But I need to take that next level where I do trust myself to take her with me, because I do worry about Aura and what might happen to Aura. You know what I mean? So it's saying, okay, I know that you can cope in any realm, and I'm going to allow you, and I will, and I'll get Pups to help me do that so that I allow her to come to those realms with me. That was me stopping her because it's new to me, so it's new to her, and I didn't know what would happen to Aura.
I think maybe you needed somebody in this side as well, though, because you can't totally take your guides with you, because I think you needed somebody here.
And that's why I said, no, you stay here, Aura. And she's like, well, you don't want me to come with you. I said, no, you stay here, because then he's communicating with me there, and you're here. If I need to come back, you can pull me out when he's got me so far down. You know, that's why she was here. But if I can do that when I'm up there, that means she would be able to get me out of that situation I was in the other night straight away. There wouldn't have been any of that layback. and that waiting. It would have been straight out.
Does it feel the same realm and just look different, or do you know that
It was completely different.
higher?
Literally, I wasn't even walking on the planet. I was walking what looked like the spaceship. I could see the doors with the windows. I could see very strange. It looked like a tree, but it wasn't a tree. It was just energy, and they were standing there taking this energy and putting them into these special pots. I don't know if it's something that maybe makes the UFOs fly, gives them a certain energy so they can become. I don't know what it is that they would.
They're
Showing me, but it was there.
You're probably a starseed or something.
Yeah, and then I was there, and they're talking, and my one was there talking to me and showing me things, and then this darkness come over me, and there was these negative-looking ones there, and it seems like I'd stepped into a scenario where something was going on with them two, and I shouldn't have been there at that time. So my one was trying to get me to leave, but the other energies had picked up on that I wasn't like them. Even though I had a different body, I had a different feeling. They knew I was different, so that made them try to grab me.
It's maybe to let them know that there is bad energies out there as well, not just good. Because
anyone see what Maura said? She said, "I'm the only one of my sisters that gathered energy through dance in preparation for the spirits talk, like I like to call it." Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's a spirit dance. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, we call that what you're talking about there. That's called a ghost dance. When you dance for the spirits so that you communicate and you can see on their level and they can see on yours, it's called a ghost dance. So, yeah, I understand what you're saying. That's very cool. Not very many people can do that.
Have you ever tried being in the white room with the doors? That is where I go to talk to the other side. The thing with me, Amora, is that I can communicate and connect with spirit anywhere. I've been able to do that for a very, very long time. I don't need to go to specific rooms to be able to make communication with them. They will make communication with me anywhere and everywhere. It doesn't bother them at all. So I have a safe place that I go to when I want to talk to them privately. I've got my special spiritual realm, which I was shown when I first got my abilities, which is where I go to meet my guides and where I take my spirits that need private talking and not being spoke out physically. I take them to my special place, which is a beautiful valley with a river, and there's a boat. And every time I talk to my spirits, I take my spirits and my guides on that boat. That's how we bring the energy and communicate with each other, because we're on water, we're around all of the elements, so that enhances us to be able to communicate more. So that's where I go when I communicate, when I really need to deeply.
Yeah, that's good practice, Amora. I have a safe place too. It's the same place as Pops does. Pops doesn't realize it. The place that she goes is my place, because what she's talking about is waterfall. There's like a mountain, and it's all green grass and tundra, and then right in the center, there's one waterfall that comes down. It's really tiny looking from a distance. Hits the water, and then the water generates, and the water goes across, and then there's an old, like one of those old type Chinese boats or whatever with the thing. Mm-hmm. It's a nice table there, and you can sit around and talk to all the spirits. Well, that place is called Waterfall because the waterfall.
Yeah, it's a very beautiful and a very spiritual place.
So it's an energy watered system, right? It's where I go all the time, right? Like I'm there quite a bit.
Good stuff.
But so of course, I mean, like, yeah, I know what you're talking about, dear. I go there.
Yeah, do you do it, Pops? I also go there as well for getting energy and that as well sometimes, because they're very good at bringing you your energy and that. They're very good
big time. That's a good place. That's an awesome place to recharge and get energy and give energy and send energy. Now it's tied to the grove. So what I've done is I've tied the grove into it now. So if you get lost or want to go home quick, you just say grove. Boom, you're in the grove and you bounce home from there.
Yeah.
Right?
And I use both of them. I use the Grove and my spiritual place, and it is beautiful. There is no negative energy there. It is sheerly for like good spirit and guides and stuff. And it's also a place that people go to when they're just learning to do their abilities as well. If they're trying to find certain spirit guides or
I don't know the
ways
place.
to communicate, you go to this safe haven, this safe place that shows you how to do all of that.
Yeah, no. Let me correct that just in case it's because I just realized what it might have sounded like. I don't own the place. I didn't make it. It's always been there. It's just a place that I always go to, and every generation goes to the same places, right? I had nothing to do with making the place. I just visit there, just like
it's not it's not a place on earth, darlings. It's a spiritual realm. Yeah. It's a realm where people with abilities and their guides and things can communicate with the other side, people that need help, that have passed over. It's not on earth. If it was, it would be a very most beautiful place. I don't think it would ever be left alone.
Exactly.
It's stunning.
What I know of the place, it's not from Earth. It's just pieces from different spots of Earth. So the mountain comes from one spot. The waterfall that runs down is another place. The blue, really bright water, that's from the lagoon area.
Yeah, it's a spiritual place.
Like, so all the stuff that's in there, in this bubble, it's a spiritual bubble, really. All the stuff that's in there is from the most beautiful place you can imagine on Earth, right?
It's not, how do you explain it? It's the heavens of Earth. So every aspect of place that you go to that feels like heaven on Earth are in this place.
Yeah, it's all in that one spot.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
Yeah. It's much like what you feel when you feel at peace, isn't it? It's like a place where you take your mind to make
and it makes you feel safe as well, because there's a lot of protection around you. You feel very safe when you're there as well. When you definitely do feel energized when you come back, it renews you.
Yeah. It's like the place when you go to daydream.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, it's like it's a daydream state, right? Like you go there, there's nothing's going to harm you. You're going to be perfectly safe. You can let your guard down. You can just recharge, stuff like that. It's a wonderful place, and there's never anything bad there because it's not allowed there, because this is a bubble.
No, that's what I'm saying. There's no chance of a demonic getting into this realm.
There's no chance of getting into this realm.
No, because it's too positive and too beautiful, isn't it? Right. Definitely.
It is. It's like, how I can explain it, it's the most closest place to heaven.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. It's like heaven in your mind.
It is places of like heaven on earth. It's different places that people look like that. So it's the most closest realm to heaven. Okay, so there is no badness or anything there, and you communicate, you recharge, you talk privately to your guides. Your guides will teach you things that they
just
need
learning to get there.
To advance in. It's a way for new people to go to and meet their spirit guides, and to learn to be able to communicate, learn how to be able to tell the difference between when somebody's talking to you, when you can see someone. They learn you everything there.
Yeah, if you ever want to go, Drew, just ask Timber to take you.
I usually just go to the Grove. I mean, I always, in my mind, I just relax, and then I just do the picture across.
The Grove is absolutely beautiful, but it would be good for you to go to this other place as well, and it may open your spiritual abilities more if you go to this other place.
Right? And then say to the Grove, where can I go from here? Right? While you're in the Grove, where can I go? And the Grove will automatically send you there, right? Because the Grove has permission to send.
See, Evie said something interesting a couple of weeks ago. Do you remember she said that something about she goes to the Grove and she goes to somewhere with a rainbow and different things? And I had said, I think
it's more than likely the same places where me and Pups go to. It's just that everybody sees it in their own mind and the way that they would see their.
That's pretty cool that you've actually progressed the Grove to somewhere else. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was she said.
Just do what Pop said. Just go there with Timber to the Grove, and then go, Timber, take me to the far place. That's what I say here. Take me to the far place of safety, and that, and then he should take you there.
Yeah,
Right.
nobody would go there with her animal guide all the time, you know. But yeah, and Debbie, yeah, I think it's Debbie. She's gone there a few times, you know, because if you go into the Grove and you sit there and then you say, Grove, show me more, that is one of the places that's on the tour guide list, right?
On the tour guide list.
Right?
Definitely.
So
And
if you're in the Grove and you
do need
say,
to
show
go
me
there,
more, you're
sis.
going to see the place, you know?
Like,
Yeah.
and I feel that if you go there, you will actually see your true potential and your abilities in that, because that will help you to open up to the level that you need to. Nothing's
Right.
ever rushed, but it will help you to maybe understand who you are a little bit more as well.
And
Right.
the other thing is when you're there, right? Since you're part of the Grove, anyone
Yeah.
who's part of the Grove, when you're there, if you look, you just in your mind for the Grove for half a second, just look. You'll turn your head, and right in the middle of the forest, you'll see the Grove sitting right there. The key,
Right.
the
Yeah,
hole.
you put the images that you most love into that place.
Yeah.
Okay. Like when I go there, I've got all those beautiful things, but I have Pups Grove there. I have the spiritual church that I'm very attached to because of certain energies that's there. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I've got all of my most important bits that keep me connected to my spirit world in this place.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like you got a spirit, you got the spirit world or the safety world, I call it.
Yeah.
Safe place. But it's like you know, on a computer screen where you got a bubble and you got a line to this bubble, a line to that bubble, a line to that bubble. Well, everybody has different things that make them feel good. So,
Right.
from my point of view, I'll be sitting there, and then right there in this top corner is Stonehenge. Right on this corner over here is my Grove.
Right.
Right, little lines that go to all these different places that I care about. So if I'm in the center, I go, okay, I want to go to Stonehaven. Right, so I'm in the center. So I close my eyes for a second. Okay, where are you? Right, and then it kind of everything shifts, and then I can see it, and then I can walk through the door to get there. See what I mean?
Right.
It's really weird to explain it because it's like you're in the one place, but when you put your mind to the places you want to go to, it will take you there.
It takes you straight there. Yeah, like
you don't have to
because you'll see.
You don't have to come back to go back again. You can just go.
Yeah, then just go on back, right? But it's really weird because you'll be standing there and you see the scenery in front of you of, say, the waterfalls on a mountain. Then I say, okay, now I got to go to Stonehaven. All of a sudden, it'll be like,
and you're there.
Right? And there it is. And you walk through, right? It's really weird.
Right.
But it's fun. I mean, you travel anywhere, you know?
That's what I do when I daydream. I just travel the world.
Yeah.
Hello, Dobbies. Hello, Adventures.
Welcome in, everybody. Welcome, Tony.
It is truly an amazing and the most beautiful place to go to. And like I said, it is everybody's desires and love that they have in this world that's going to be there. And, you know, you can manifest to the places you want to go to just like that.
Yeah.
It is very much open. Like, I found that a lot of my learning through seeing and knowing the difference between a vision and something that's in my mind through being there, because it would show different things. Then they'd start talking. At first it was just the lights, then it started to turn into the animals or the people, then it would be the voices started coming and all the other, and that's when you started to realize, because you'll find that you make a connection with them. You'll know which ones are your guides. They'll give you a certain way to appreciate you and show you that they are connected to you as well. With you're already ahead because you've already got your spirit guides. You've already got the ones that you most look to, like you've got Timber and that. Now for you is finding your physical guide, which is a human form. You will be able to find him or her in that place.
Right. See, I think that's what I need. I need
you just go there and go, please could you show me my human spirit guide or my higher divine spirit guide? And they will give you signs and things to give you that premonition that they're there. That may be that a symbol shows up and then it turns into a figure. It's just so many different things that happen. You'll be amazed when it starts to happen.
Sometimes I think it's my cousin Stephen that's around me, and then other times I think, no, it's no Stephen. I just don't know.
Stephen,
There is a
Stephen could be a guide.
That's for sure.
Stephen could be a guide for you, but personally, when it's like a higher spiritual energy guide, it would be something of a divine power, or that would be
But see, sometimes I
some
think it's
energy from
Stephen that
heaven,
leads
or it
me
would be
back
an
to addiction.
elemental, or it would be
Mm.
some sort of very powerful energy that's known. So it'd be elemental or
Right.
angels or these sort of energies, because you do need to have a divine spirit guide as well as normal human spirit guides.
Well,
Right.
see, Drew, around you, I've seen Billy, someone named Billy, someone named Steven, and Timber likes them, so I'm not worried about them, right? Like Timber's like cool, right? So, hey, Tony.
I worry about Stephen sometimes because he was that bad into addiction. I think is it Stephen that always keeps taking doing a path where I lead into all these people. You know what I mean? Because like he died in addiction. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I always think, is that what keeps me with these people around me? Is because he's like my spirit guide, and that's what he always gravitated to. Do you know what I mean? It's like people that had problems and
I think
addiction.
more than that, I think more than that, he's there because he needs to, for his own reasons, wants to make up for things he's done, right?
Because he was the first
I think
person I ever used heroin with.
there to
So I
warn
think
you.
he's got a lot of guilt.
Like I think he's there to warn you and saying this is not what you want, right? So he'll present these things, but so that you'll go to it, so that you remember to back away from it.
No. I think he did. I think because he couldn't save himself.
He's more
you
of
know?
your observer. He keeps
Yeah, I
you
like
away
an
from the
observer,
things
yeah.
that you don't want to be going down the road of.
Right.
You know what
Yeah,
I mean? So he's more of
Billy
an
died in
observer.
addiction as well. The both of them died in addiction, but Billy had stopped everything, and then his pal had gave him a couple of tablets, say something or other, and he died of a seizure. But he was off everything, and then his pal gave him something, and he had a seizure and died. But where Stephen, it was heart problems. It just killed him, basically. You know. It makes you wonder, but I mean, because sometimes I think, is that like my uncle, because my uncle Gordon and things was positive in my life. So sometimes I hear him through the spirit box and things like that.
Yeah, like guides can be your loved ones, but 9 times out of 10, when you come across anybody that's spiritual, their actual spiritual guides and those that work most closest to them are not somebody that is related to them in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah,
They are something of a higher power. They are something connected by soul and by the spiritual realm.
Yeah,
It's not
like
a loved one or
like Amora just said, she's got Raphael, right?
Right.
That's an angel. Like everybody has either a guardian angel or an ancestor who's very strong or whatever.
Yeah.
Not everybody has elementals. That's a very rare thing, honestly. But people have different things, you know. It's not just elementals. I mean, there's Thunderbird, right? There's Father Sky, Mother. You know, like there's so many different deities, and there's always one guide.
Right.
Everybody always has one strong guide, and then like that's the boss guide, and then the guide has workers, right? Like helpers. Right? Like me and Gabriel, we're buddies. We hang out, right? So, but Gabriel has workers, right?
Right.
So, like, there's all different. Everybody has something. Everybody has one head of the pack, so to speak. You know, like everybody has one spirit that's kind of sits there and goes. Like for me, mine was grandfather. Grandfather's kind of got the final say, right? You'll have all these other spirits saying, well, maybe this, maybe that, maybe this, maybe that. And grandfather goes, nah, we're doing this. Boom, right? So it's like everybody has that. Everybody has a council, but a lot of people go through life and they only know one spirit guide. Or they only two spirit guides, right? That doesn't mean that they don't have people that help them out, those two guides out. Like those guides have lots of different guides, right?
Right.
Like when people say, well, my spirit guide's only my auntie or only my uncle. Well, yeah, no, but yeah, okay. But your auntie has all your ancestors before you guiding her. She has all the angels guiding her. She's got all of nature guiding her. She's got Mother Earth guiding her. Right?
Exactly.
Your little auntie has got some big
Full
backbone.
team.
You got some power there. Don't you kid yourself, you know. So like everybody's protected. Everybody's got, because you know what? It's like
It's well timed.
I'll just use this because a lot of people will understand this. A lot of people will pray to Virgin
Must have
Mary,
been an accident.
right? A lot of people will talk to Virgin Mary. They're not talking to Virgin Mary because Virgin Mary is the powerful one. They're talking to Virgin Mary because that's Jesus' mama. And
Right.
Yeah.
if you're on your mama's good side, she'll say, son, go help this person, right?
Yeah.
Just like any mother would, right? So a lot of times, because a lot of people are too shy to talk to Jesus in some faith. I'm not talking about every faith. Well, some people are too shy to go directly to him and in conversation wise, not to pray, but in conversation wise, right? So they'll go to his mother as a buffer because they don't feel worthy to stand in front of. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So, I mean, there's a lot. That's why a lot of times you'll have people that pray to different deities to talk to Jesus for them. You know what I mean?
Right.
They don't feel that they're worthy to be in the same room, sort of a thing.
See, I think it's interesting, even the journey finding out who your guides and things are, because you don't. I mean, I dare say there's some people that's no got multiple guides anyway. Do you know what I mean? Like they've maybe just got like a spirit guide like me with Timber, and maybe there's just like multiple spirits take to help that person. Do you know what I mean? Like maybe there's no like 2 or 3 that take like it's strict. Like I'm taking over this person's life, and you're not getting close type of thing. I think maybe sometimes there is multiple spirits around different people.
Oh
to
yeah,
help.
there always is.
There is.
Absolutely,
Definitely.
absolutely correct.
There is loads and loads of spirits around people.
I think you're lucky
most
if you've
people
got
in
like
the
an
world
angel
have
or
got one
something looking
sort
out
of
for you.
spiritual guide. They do have one. Like everybody has got some sort of spiritual guide in an animal and in a human form. Some of them may not ever get more than that, but like Pup said, you've got to look at realistically. You're not just communicating with those 2 spiritual guys when you're communicating with them. You're communicating with thousands of different spirits because they're all giving them that information to give to you. So you are working with other energies, even though they're not working with you directly. They are working with your guides.
Right.
So
you have to trust that they're there, I suppose, as well. I mean, a lot of people don't, because you can't see these things. You don't trust that they're around you. But I think you've just got
that's
to
why this place that me and Pups goes to is a good place to go to, because that is where you do find your spirit guides. The ones that are meant for you, the ones that are good for you are shown to you in that way. So
probably an accident, Mrs. Probably somebody hit the button. I think somebody timed the veil out.
Oh no!
I think it must have been an accident, Mrs. I do it all the time.
Yeah,
sorry. Yeah, I think just I'm on my phone. I honestly don't know. I think it's just a case of trust. I know Timber's definitely around me. Anytime Timber's near me, my feet go cold and then they go warm again. And I've just kind of I've just kind of through knowing when he's around, clicking
it is
on.
all about your intentions and your belief in it. You've got to feel comfortable to be able to do it. There's no point visiting a place if you don't feel comfortable. You've got to be ready in your mind and in your body to do that. Because
I'll say
when you go into that place, you're giving yourself over to them. You're giving yourself over to them. You're willing them to make you a higher person. Okay, so you've got to be ready.
I'm going to definitely do that tonight. When I start nodding off to sleep. See the tunes you sent me? What was it? I think you sent it in the group chat yesterday, wasn't it?
Like it was today, sis, that I sent you that.
I thought every day morphs into one. I was listening to them earlier on and I was falling asleep. So I thought, right, I'm going to keep that for falling asleep tonight. So that's what I've got to do. I've got to listen to the tunes you sent me and relax, and then I've got to try and get the
very
grow.
earthy and very spiritually sounding, so it'll probably help you to go higher up, because it does sound more divine, that music, because of the high pitches and things like that. That's why I sent it to you.
I didn't touch nothing, Beth, I swear. I didn't touch a thing. I wouldn't time our beautiful Nicole out. No chance.
Danny saved me. Poor Vale.
Pure Vale. Sorry, Vale.
I saved her. She's good. Everyone can see her.
I honestly wasn't me. I know I'm bad on my phone, but I don't know what's wrong with my laptop, honestly. But I'm not touching buttons.
So
last time,
like we said, guys, the other week on that video, when you all watched me and become mortified, I was not possessed. I was channeling. Okay.
I know. I think a few
people
got
invited.
Yeah. It does look. It did. I was pretty scared because you were yourself. I was thinking, oh my God, she's herself. She's not even got anybody around her to kind of shake you. You know, if it did go too far.
I have been so used to doing it. I've been doing it since I was a young child, and I'm not on my own because I've got aura and I've got my other spiritual guides. That's why I'm comfortable with doing that. If I didn't have my spirit guides, I wouldn't be doing it. Like anybody channeling a spirit has to have a spirit guide. It's like I say to you, like when you're communicating with spirit, when you're talking to spirit, that's not just you physically doing it with yourself. For you to be able to communicate with spirit, for you to be able to hear what they're saying, you have to have spirit guides. So if you're channeling, you've got spirit guides, okay? So they will always keep an eye over you, no matter what. So that's why I
felt sorry for poor Cheryl. She's like, Andrina, did you see Sherry's live? What's wrong with her? I was like, oh my God.
But people actually thought I was possessed. I'm like, really? Like, was I roaring? Was I speaking in Latin? Was I cursing?
I'm surprised you didn't have a chap at the door with the police or something. I know, it did look pretty scary, but I think because all us, we get so friendly in our chats and we're all like family and we know each other inside and out, and for to see you like that, it was pretty worrying, I must admit.
Like, I'm not being funny, but you guys are not the first, yeah. When I first ever came onto YouTube and I channeled, the guys in my room absolutely crapped themselves, and that was bringing aura through me, and she roared. They literally left the room. They didn't know what to think, and all she was trying to do was communicate with us. She was trying to find her voice. And it scared the hell out of them. They left the room.
Because you don't know if it's real or not. You're sitting, is that real? Is she kidding on? What's going on?
Like, and you can tell when I'm channeling because my eyes change, my face shape changes. You see it in all of the videos. I do change. You'll see the eyes go weird. When you go back and watch that video on Chris and Dakota's stream, you can see where my eyes go from being fully black, going to tiny pupils, and then back. Like I was constantly changing. You can tell when I'm channeling.
Hey, if anybody's here,
very interesting, honestly.
If anybody's here that hasn't rode, Drew's bones, right there, right down there.
Oh, yes, please, thank you.
See that little red button there? It's free.
If I press the red button, I'm going to end the live.
Click the red button. No, the guy. Yeah, if you look down there, there's a little.
That is my.
And it's free. It's free. Absolutely free. So you click the red button, and that's called rolling the bones. You see,
Sherry.
Yeah. So make sure.
I think because we're just simple people as well. Like me and Shell are just simple Scottish girls.
Sherry, it might have been that you was rocking back and forward when that worried them. Yeah, but the thing is, when I channel, I rock. That's how you can tell when I'm channeling. I will rock because it's just my motion, my body going into that atmosphere that I need to go into, allow them to come in peacefully. So I do rock the whole way through my channeling. That is what I do. I will.
Welcome everybody. I know it's just scary looking. See, because we know you, and to see you do that for the first time, it was just a bit worried. Welcome everybody.
Okay, make sure you roll the bones, guys. That little red button down in the corner. Click that.
Remember, share your links as well, people.
If you watch back on my videos, you do see me channeling quite a lot in different videos and that, and you would get used to how I do it. Obviously, you guys hadn't experienced that full hand, So that was scary for you. It was like my guys when they
I think we
first
just
see it.
wasn't expecting
You know
it.
what I mean?
One minute we're sitting talking
To
about
be honest, like
aliens.
I said to you, I wasn't even really expecting it because it was me and him, and I thought, well, we've got Dakota and Chris here, and he wants to be private. I don't think he will. So I was like, yeah, go on then, because I didn't think anything would happen, and he just
See, I assumed
right
the
there.
minute
I
you
was
played
like,
the tunes, I thought, right, they're playing the tunes, I'll mute, because anytime you play the crazy tunes, I don't listen to them. I don't want to start channeling aliens. So I don't listen to them. So I just was like, right, okay. So I thought if you were going to do something like that, you would at least tell us that you were going to do it and things.
You've got to
I'm doing
want
really
to
good,
channel them.
Peter. Good to see you.
You could put those tones on, but that you will not channel them unless you want to.
Right.
They're not
they
like
get
a spirit. They will not enter your body without you giving them permission to. So
they actually gave me a
wouldn't
sore head. I don't know if anybody else is the same with their tunes. They actually gives me a sore head. I can't listen to them. Maybe that's my fault.
Oh no, it's a catastrophe.
What's wrong?
You know,
The coffee cup's empty.
Coffee. I
The
know.
coffee cup's
There's
empty.
no coffee.
I'll be right back. Oh, that's terrible.
Join Vader Gamer 1234.
Links,
Hello.
Hey,
I don't know how to do it for my phone, people. You'll need to just put your links up. Sorry.
It's you know, it is a strange experience, but it is something extraordinary to do if you know how to do it.
It's definitely interesting to watch. I'd like to see you do it again.
I'm sure it will happen, babe, a lot.
Just tell us you're doing it first, and then I think people will no panic as much as they did on Saturday. Because Saturday, was it Saturday?
You know what I'm like on my videos. I will always tell you when I'm going to do something. I open myself to you spirits. If you want to communicate, that I always do that when I'm doing that. But this was Chris and Dakota's video.
So because Chris and Dakota
ended it
quick as well. I think if they had left, if they'd maybe let you sit for half an hour, then people could see that you were okay. But because they were like, right, okay, we're going to shut this down, we're going to go, it left a lot of people worried, you know, because I got loads of mails about it. Like, what was she doing? Is she okay? And I'm saying, yeah, but she's all right. If she wasn't okay, I think we would have heard. But I think that just left people a bit worried, the fact that you went away so quick as well. But I'm glad you explained.
They do shut their streams off pretty quickly in that.
I think they were pretty surprised as well.
I wasn't possessed. I am okay.
No. Right. I think people were just worried because I know Shell was, and I know Dobie as well probably was, but Dobie will be used to that as well because she's.
I love you guys for it. That's why I love all of you, because you are caring and you're very vigilant. You know me very well now, so you know when Sherry's normal and when she's not.
And plus, a lot of people didn't know that you had the alien energies around you. I think a lot of people were surprised at that as well because we hadn't really told many people about the alien stuff, you know.
No, because like for me, it's something that I'm still very much coming into communication with. It's something I'm starting to try to understand more with all my experiences I've had in the past. So for me, you know, I don't want to fully out myself in what I'm doing until I'm fully aware of them and what they do as well. I want to have an understanding with them first. I don't want to jeopardize that by involving everybody else. Okay.
Yeah. I think you do need to understand it yourself and come to terms with it and get used to the different energies and things before you.
Sherry's not that long in her channeling, but Sherry always has control.
Yeah.
Oh, I've been channeling all my life, Tony. So I've been in it a very, very long time. But showing it out online to you guys and stuff, it's only been in the last 7 years. I've always been behind closed doors and not really done it for many people. Where this is
you feel different once you've done that. Once you've done something like that, do you need to hold crystals and things to get back to your own energy? Because I was saying in the chat the other day to hold your ice crystal, remember? I don't know if you even were aware of that.
I did. After I'd finished, I got my crystals out 9 times at night because, like I said to you, I wasn't expecting him to jump me the way I wasn't expecting him to do that in front of Dakota and Chris because me and him had been doing it privately. So I didn't put all those things out because I wasn't expecting him to do it. But 9 times out of 10, if they'd have said to me, yeah, we are going to put the tones on that day, and I would have had stuff ready so that
Right.
I'd have been more protected. But
Mm.
luckily, because I've channeled, because I'm used to what I'm doing, I know what I need to do if I don't have those things around me, which is why I didn't end up in a worse place than I could have. Okay,
Right.
I was in control. It just,
Right.
my reactions and what you were seeing was because I was in a new environment. I'm in a place that only
And
some
I
could
think,
even wish to imagine or see. You know what I mean? It's a mad thing.
it's definitely interesting. I mean, I definitely would like to see you do it again. A wee bit more controlled,
Well,
obviously.
now that
So
you guys have seen it, you're going to know when I'm channeling. You'll know because every time the sign for me channeling is when I start rocking. I'll start rocking and my eyes will do weird things, like they'll roll in the back of my head, or they'll do. That's when I'm channeling. Okay, so when you see that, you know something's happening. But I normally, if I'm on my own streams, I go, I'm opening myself to the spirits and the extraterrestrials tonight. So I may channel, guys, because then you're aware
Right.
that something might happen. Do you know what I mean? So
Yep. Then we know that there's nothing bad happening to you, and we can be aware.
because
Even if you just
I've
have
done
somebody.
this on my channel for 7 years now, and most of my people do know. But you guys have come later on in life. You've missed all that side of what I was first starting out doing. You know what I mean? So it's all
I have seen
you're
you do a
starting to see it
couple of
now.
wee things where spirits come in. I have seen you do a couple of wee, like rocking a couple of minutes, but that's maybe just you feeling the energy. I've never seen you go into a full blown channeling like you did.
No, like if I'm just doing a very slight rocking, that's just where they're trying to
Feeling
communicate, they're
the
trying to
energy,
connect. It's when I
right?
start going faster to the point that I'm proper rocking, that's when you know
Nice one, hatchy
they're
steak,
there.
egg and chips. Good one.
Oh,
Yeah, I
nice.
think, yeah, I would definitely be interested to see you do that again. And I definitely hope to goodness that you can show people the difference. Like this is the way you do it, like, and so people can do it safely as well. So that people are not just wanting to be possessed, you know. If people are going to want to do it, then at least show them the way to do it safe and have like
Oh
what is
yeah,
it you
I definitely. And the night, like I said, the main aspects for to be able to channel properly is making sure that you meditate, that you have your salt baths, you have your crystals and stuff around you, you have your candles, and just learning the basics about your inner self and knowing what you're hearing. You've got to learn your body and your mind to know when it's a physical spirit talking to you or when it's yourself, because if you get lost between those two categories, that can become very
that'd be
bad.
very quite
I mean,
dangerous.
you need to be able to understand the difference between your body just being normal and your body being communicated with. That's the first thing you
Right.
need to do. You can do little exercises. Like I said, I've got spiritual books. I've got things that can help you and do exercises to help you to channel in a safe way.
Right.
And I will learn people to do that through our witch
So
colony that we
people
do.
might
So
have been doing it
we
all
will learn
along and no
people
knowing
about
they've
it.
been doing it.
I've got a lot. I've got books that will learn you every single ability and how to bring them to light in a safe way. So we could do that in our witch colony and stuff like
Definitely. I
that.
mean, there could be people doing things like that and they think they've been possessed and they're not really possessed. They're just that the spirit's been trying to talk through them, and it could be a learning curve for a lot of people. You know, that's Uncle Danny
Yeah,
back
being
with
true to
coffee.
yourself and being true to yourself and believing and trusting in what you see and what you feel is the
Aye.
most important thing when you're channeling. There's no point you being somebody that channels if you don't believe in those that are coming to you and if you're not comfortable with it, because it's just going to mess your head up. Okay, you need to
Yeah, I
be
think there's certain
certain,
people can do
because
it and
like
certain
Papa said,
people
when
better
you're
not.
channeling, it's your mind, spirit and soul.
Right.
Body, spirit and soul. Okay,
Uh-huh.
that is no mind, body and soul.
I
Okay, so
definitely I'm all to treat yourself for her.
Oh, big hug. Thank
you've got
you.
to be in awe with all three of them to be able to channel comfortably and safely. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
I definitely think there probably will be a lot of people out there that's been jumped by a spirit and they'll think they're
oh
possessed
yeah,
and they're maybe just
oh definitely. And you don't even have to have a spirit. Like everybody's got some aspect of a spiritual ability. Okay, we've all got the aspects and the capability of communicating with the spirit world. It's just some of us are not as open. It doesn't mean that things do not happen to you, because they do. And it's those little things that happen to you every day. If you take notice of that, that's what makes it become advanced. The more you take notice of what you feel and you see, the more open you become.
Definitely.
It's about trusting in what you feel and trust in what you believe in. That is the most important thing in channeling, in being a medium, being a physic, being any sort of spiritual person. You've got to believe in your instinct and what you feel.
You trust your guides.
You have
Definitely
to trust it.
put a lot of trust in the guides. I wouldn't even try anything like that.
Pups has been doing this for 53 years. Pups will definitely agree with that. You do need to trust yourself before you trust anything else.
You think you need to have abilities then to do something like that? Do you think? I know that I want to learn it by any means, no, but do you think you need to have some sort of mediumship or something
like that? You don't need to have abilities to do any of this work that I do. It's about being your higher self. It's about believing in your inner energy. It's about believing in your intuition and your connection with that spirit world, with that other place. Okay. You don't need to be a medium or anything like that to be able to do these things. It's about being involved in yourself, believing in yourself, in heighting yourself and learning your body to learn. You don't need to be a witch. You don't need to be any of these things to do this.
No, because there's people out there that know spirits are around and they're no witches, so it's a handy thing.
That's what I'm saying. And Pups would agree with it. You don't have to be with abilities to be able to communicate with any sort of higher energy. You don't.
No, you definitely don't.
It's just being in tune with yourself.
I think I've got abilities as far as I can look at people and tell if they're a good person or no, but I definitely
you had a wobbly the other day where you were saying that I'm not like you guys. I don't see this. I don't do that. I don't do this. And I'm like, Drew, right, listen to me, okay? We might have these abilities. We might do these things. We was not gave the choice to have these abilities. They were just given to us and we had to deal with it. That's the difference, okay? If I could have a choice and I've done it in my own way and in my own time, I would have, like you, okay? But I was not given that choice. But you do have abilities, okay? You are able to communicate with spirit and know what spirit need. You're already doing what we do. Okay, they talk, they're comfortable around you. You cast and form magic with energies not seen. You already do what we do. You already feel. It's just you've got to enhance yourself more to physically see them.
I think I get very impatient as well, but I think sometimes I think, right, why can I not just see you? Just show yourself to me, and I get very impatient.
But when you're sitting there doing that and you're putting yourself down, that puts a block in you.
That's a thing. That's a thing. They'll show themselves to you, and that's why we're a paranormal investigator. We're trying to get the Holy Grail. We want to have evidence to the spirit, right? We want a full body apparition and all that. You're going to see them.
Well, I bet you, and then but maybe when I want to, lately.
You have a lot of abilities. You just haven't realized it yet. You know.
I know. I think sometimes you get a bit jealous.
It's not just that she is using them. You are using your abilities, but you're using your abilities to what they want you to use them at the minute. They're easing you in to what you are. Okay, that is what they're doing. It doesn't make you any less special or any less important. Everybody's abilities are different. Everybody starts from somewhere. You're starting from somewhere and they're building you up, Drew. That is what they're doing. Okay?
I always think to myself as well, maybe I can't handle seeing them. And
problem with trying to open up is when you sit there going, oh, well, I wish that I could see him. I ain't got this, I ain't got that. You're putting negativity into what you can do, which blocks what you're wanting to do. You need to be open and straight and be like, I can do this and I will do this and I'll do it through what they want me to do it like. Don't keep sitting there thinking I can't do this or they won't let me, because you're blocking what they're trying to give you.
That's true.
Okay.
Well,
see, I always think I can hear these, I can sense you around, so why can I not just see these? And I get very impatient. And
because sometimes maybe they feel that you're not in that place yet to allow them to do that. Okay, even though you're opening, you're using your gifts, you're doing things, they may not feel that you're physically ready to fully see what they're like.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I could run.
You have your doubts and you have your upsets, and they don't want to overstep that and overpower you with what you are. They're going to gradually put that onto you.
Yeah,
I
and
keep saying that I'm the bravest person in the room, but if I see I've got a spirit, I might be the biggest runner. I might be the first to run out the door. I don't know.
We've all done that.
What Sherry was saying earlier is correct.
Be careful what you wish for.
What Sherry said is absolutely correct. Well, to a point, but yeah, that's different. But anyway, it's like when I was 4, right? 4 or 5. Astro said, "Hey, guess what?" I said, "What?" And he went, "There you go."
Mm-hmm.
And I looked at him. I said, "What the hell is this shit? You call this a gift? What the hell?" You know, and I see all these people walking around. I go, well, "What is? Don't I get a choice in this?" And you know what Astro told me? Now you got to remember, I'm 5 years old. Astro looked at me, put his arms like this, started chuckling. He says, "Yeah," he says, you got a choice. You can like it or not."
And that is exactly how it was for me. Like,
you can like it or
like
not.
Me and Pups weren't given that opportunity to take the choice, and if we wanted to be that way, it was just given to us. We had to like it or lump it. That was just how it was.
That's pretty much it was.
It must be hard as a kid dealing with something.
The best part is when Astro said it to me. He goes, "Well, you got a choice." He says, "Yeah, you can like it or not."
Like, I don't know. It's not really a choice, is it?
So, yeah, you know. So we all have a choice, you know.
Yeah.
Like it or not. There you go.
But with you guys, like you, Drew, you've got that chance and that opportunity to gradually learn to be who you are. We didn't. We kind of had to learn pretty quickly because of what we've been faced with all of our life. You know what I mean? You're gradually being brought into that, which is the most idealist way to open your abilities. Okay. I'm not saying that the way that me and Pups has done it hasn't been cool. I have had my fair share of amazing and bizarre things happen, but when you can physically do it in your own pace, in your own time, it's so much more rewarding when it happens.
Yeah. Capital B on bizarre, okay? Capital B on bizarre, because he likes it that way. Bizarre.
Massive B on bizarre. Massive.
The stranger the better.
A great big huge hunky B, right? No bloody honey with this song gun. Okay, it's just
no, definitely not.
Okay, ball
Uncle
by.
Garrett, ask Astro if he was standing beside me when I did your spell candle the other night.
Yes, he was.
Because I felt I was standing down the prayers at that a candle, and I could feel this like big energy. That's all I can explain it as. And then instantly, I just knew it was Astro.
Okay, Astro says he stood behind you and he put both hands on your shoulders and leaned over you like this while you were doing it.
I definitely felt it. I even said that to you, sis, didn't I, after I did the candles?
Yeah,
and that is what I'm saying. It was Astro.
You are communicating. You are starting to connect with them. It's just you're doing it in your own space. At the minute, it's your emotions. You'll feel their emotions.
Because the minute I felt the energy, I just instantly knew what it was. Do you know what I mean?
At times where you said you've walked into certain places and you pick up on a certain energy feeling. So you already have the empathic side of it. You picked up on Astro being there and knew that Astro was there. You have got your abilities, but like Pups and I have said, you've just got to learn to adapt to them. And the best thing that you can do is stop putting yourself down and trying to rush yourself into something that they're trying to gradually learn you. Because
it's because I don't know who my spirit guide. That's what I struggle with, is knowing who my spirit guides is. That's what I struggle with.
Right now,
all this hard work that they're trying to help you do, you're blocking because
right now, dear, you got Timber.
Right? I know, I definitely will get Timber.
You got Timber, you got White Wolf, you got Red Wolf, Astro and Shakara. They're all focused on you too. So,
and Aurora. Aura is even there with you. Okay, anybody like if Astro and Shakara are involved, so is Aura. Okay, they're all one thing. They're all family. You know what I mean? So you've got all of our wolves. You've got our spirit guides, which is Astro, Shakara, and you know.
And you gotta realize, and as you're gonna start to realize, Timber can do anything. Okay. Mm-hmm. Timber can talk to you. He's got a voice. You can speak to him, and he will understand everything you say.
Timber, I know. I have kind of gathered that with Timber. I've spoke to him a few times.
Timber is a very advanced totem. Okay,
Mm.
he's White
That's
Wolf.
where people
He's
go
White
wrong
Wolf's
in those tree
family.
animal guides. They think
Timber
they're
is
talking
a really
animal language.
strong totem.
Uh-huh.
So you have to. Right now, only thing you need to worry about if Timber's there, you have got no problems. You're protected. Period. Right.
I know.
And if Timber can't handle it, which there's nothing that he can't handle, but if he couldn't handle it, he'd howl, and all of a sudden there'd be a whole friggin' pack of wolves there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it's the same here.
I know. I think sometimes I just get a bit impatient with life, and I
And
just
that's
want
where a lot of
everything
people
now.
go wrong with animal guides as well. They expect that when it's an animal that it's going to talk to them in its animal language, but they do have a physical voice that you understand and can talk to. They are not. They're not of this realm anymore. They're of the spiritual realm. And when you're in the spiritual realm, you're given a voice. You're given a way of communicating with the living. Okay, despite if you're a human or you're an animal or you're a demonic, whatever it is.
So that's where Maggie comes from Amora. Okay,
Amora.
Maggie.
Now Maggie comes from. I couldn't figure out who Maggie was actually connected to. Now I got it. Okay. Oh. Hey, Vamp. How's my Vamp?
Welcome, everybody. I know. I just have a wee wobble now and again. Doubt myself.
Now that you brought that up, dear, that's the thing, okay? When it comes to being psychic, when it comes to channel, and this is for everybody, when it comes to your abilities, everybody has abilities. The thing is, you got to say, all right, spirits, if you want me to learn it, teach me. That's it.
Yeah.
Right? And just leave it open. And they'll feed you the information as you get stronger, right? Same thing with everybody's channel. Same thing with it's going to grow when it's supposed to grow. Things are going to happen when they're supposed to happen. People think all the time, oh, well, I done this, I done this, I done this, I done this. It should be like this. No, horseshit. It's a tortoise, okay? It's a tortoise. A tortoise never gets lost and never goes the wrong direction. It always knows exactly where it's going, but it's not as quick as a rabbit, okay? It takes time, right? And so many people get so caught up in the speed of things because let's face it, we've all been trained. Everything's a touch of a button now, right? I mean, for God's sakes, you can cook a potato in 3 minutes in a microwave. Give me a break, right? Everything is rush, right? But when you're building something of significance, okay, like Drew and Woody and all you wonderful, lovely people, and myself included, it took me 5 to 6 years to get to 1,000 people. Okay. Of course, I never gave one Tinkler's cat on a hot tin roof shit about it, but because I was happy when I had 10 people, I was excited. That was it. Honest to God, when I got 10 YouTubians, I'm done. I'm a success, right? That's it. I'm doing what I love, and I got a few people watching me that love what I do. What more do you want? That's the product.
People unsubscribe to me. I always think, what did I do wrong? And I overthink it.
It's not that you're doing anything wrong. The thing is,
not you, dear. You know that.
And then they'll go back and realize they don't.
Hang on.
Take it to heart.
Every week or every second day, okay? I got 1,370, I think, today. YouTubians, okay? Tomorrow, I'll have 100 or 1,300, period. And the next day, I'll have 1,000. I lose every week between 90 and 150 YouTubians twice a week, right?
Wow.
I'll go down from 137K to 135.5K for 3 days. And then all of a sudden I go back up to 136. Then I go to 137. Then I go back down to 130. That's not the people. That's YouTube. The algorithms of YouTube.
Yeah.
I always think it's me.
People aren't just, most of the time when people lose count on their thing, people aren't abandoning you. People aren't leaving your channel. It's YouTube. If they haven't watched your channel for 3 months,
commented.
for 3 months, they go into a bucket. And then
Right.
you come along. This is what happens. The YouTube robot comes along, goes, goes
See,
to the next
that's
guy's
bad,
bucket,
isn't it?
right? Goes to the next guy's bucket, right? Because it works on active viewers. Now, here's an example. I just checked today. Last week, I was subscribed to 933 channels. That's how many people I'm subscribed to.
Right.
Now, today, that was last Monday. Today, I'm subscribed to 403 people.
Wow.
That's 530 people. I don't even know who they were. I can't subscribe back to them because 530 people. How the hell am I going to figure out who that was, right?
But Chris said that happened to him when he went back to his own channel,
You know, that's in a week. 503 people that I'm subscribed to them. I had 933 people that I was subscribed to last week. This week I got 403.
Wow.
Right?
It must be the robots.
You
The
know,
robots are doing it.
you got to remember, since this bullshit started a couple years back, what I'm not going to say, it's all the employees don't work there no more. It's all done by robots.
Yep.
Artificial intelligence. So they don't differentiate. Okay, there's no differentiate. They're just doing whatever they're doing. They don't differentiate, right? And like I say, so if I'm gonna lose 150 YouTubians a week, and then they come back, I just lost 530 people I've subscribed to has gone off my list, right? So keep that in your mind. Like, it's not you at all doing anything wrong. What you want to do is focus on the people that are there, obviously. And if your numbers stay within, 30 one way or the other, you're perfectly fine. That's just a robot shit.
Exactly.
Okay, that's
taking it to heart.
Yeah, that's got nothing to do with anybody. That's just a robot. I mean, look what they do to my channel.
Yeah, that's bad, isn't it? I mean, they put 500 people out there thinking they've done something wrong.
Right.
And we've all had it. We've all of the people that are in their thousands have had it. I've had it where I've lost hundreds of people and then it's gone back up, then it's gone back down. Like Popsit said, it isn't anything that you're doing wrong. It is literally YouTube. I used to be like you. I used to get really past hurt over the fact that I was losing people. And it wasn't even that I was losing people. It's just like Pup said, it's where people don't come in, people don't comment, people don't leave likes, things like that associate them with your channel. They're not doing, so they get removed. That is just automatic.
I've had both you removed from my channel.
Yeah, I've done that last week.
I'm like,
Pups was removed. That made it. I'm blue. I was like, hang on a minute. How come this Pups is not blue, and why is it been removed?
And I've had people who've been moderators. It's hard for me to say that word.
Moderators. Moderators.
Oh man.
Mods.
It's just as good as a wink to a nod to a blind horse, let me tell you that. But I've had moderators, come in my room and they're not blue no more. And I'm like, well, what the hell happened there? But it's not just one person. It's usually 20 or 30 at a time, right? I did not give them permission to take away their wrenches. I mean, that's for monkey bop. Everybody has a wrench for monkey bop. When a monkey pops his head up, you bop him on the head, and then he goes back. Without the wrenches, you can't play bumpy bop. So, like, what the hell? What's up with that? But yeah, that's all crap. Oh, by the way, everybody, if you're not rolled the bones yet, right down there.
Everybody's share your links before we go, guys. We're going in a couple of minutes.
Click that red button.
One here in Scotland.
In there, people, so we can all roll your bones. You gotta roll the bone.
Links.
Put your links out, guys. I don't know if they're all blue or no.
Just remember that, numbers is nothing. Okay, the fact is that you're here doing what you love. You're here doing what you love, and you're around the people that love you, and that's what the most important thing is. It's the spirits, your fans, and the work. Okay, it don't matter if your numbers 1, 10, 4,000.
I think it was because I was having such a bad day. Everything was going wrong. The wee man was playing up.
Absolutely, it adds up. But hey, cold weather's coming. People will be staying inside more. They're not going to be
exactly.
People go through stages.
Might start coming back up again. You know, like you got to remember. You got to remember too that our platform is based on the weather.
I know.
Yeah.
If crappy weather, you get more views. You ever notice that on crappy weather in the wintertime and early spring, late fall, your views pick up.
Yeah.
Mid spring to middle of fall, your views drop. But that's because everybody's out doing life, right? They're enjoying their life, right? So don't forget that when you're on a platform like this, the weather itself is a big conductor of how many people are going to be watching.
Yeah,
definitely.
You know, there's so many different aspects that people just don't stop to think about that, you know, like, holy crap.
Yeah, I think because the winter and that's here as well, it puts you in like a wee bit of depression until you get used to it and things, because it's freezing out there, honestly. Every time you go outside, you get the cold. So I think it puts you have to adjust to the weather in your mind.
The weather affects you on YouTube and physically.
You know, like I got up to 800 one time, and I'm like, oh boy, I'm up 800. I start getting excited. Now I want that 1,000, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna get it. 6 months later, 801.
See, it's not the actual numbers that bother me as such. It's the fact that when I start losing them, I start thinking, what have I done wrong? Why do people not like me? You know what I mean? It's not the actual numbers.
It's not that they don't like you. Just remember each time it happens, it's YouTube.
The first year I was like that too.
That's just my self-confidence.
Every time someone left, I was like, well, what did I do wrong? As a matter of fact, 8 or 9 months ago, maybe a year, my views went from all I've ever wanted on my channel is to get around 100 views, okay, on my cinemas. I don't give a rat's ass if I got 20,000 people, but I'd love to have 100 views. That's like my goal, right?
Right.
I used to always get really close to 100, and then for like 6 or 7 months, I'm lucky to get 30, 40 views. And I start getting really upset.
Because of notifications as well. I mean, we need to start sharing each other's channels and sharing each other's if we see a video and things, because the notifications is terrible.
Yeah. Well, I got upset about it, right? Mm-hmm. And then I realized, well, I'm not putting out as much content as usual. I haven't been healthy enough to be on at a regular state. So that's on me. Plus, it's summertime. Everybody's at camp, right? Mm. So, you know, I had to really stop and think about it and pull myself, get my brain back on track, because I was sweating over something that really has got nothing to do with me. You know, other than I hadn't put up as much as I used to, right? So there's all these little things, but it's nothing that you need to worry about. You just keep doing you and doing your channel. It's going to grow when it grows, right? I
know. I think sometimes if you're having a bad day in normal life, and then YouTube your outlet, and then if you think
we've all done it. I done it the other week, sis, as you know, and you spoke to me, and Pup spoke to me and told me, "Don't be silly." You know, we all go through those little wobbly.
I can prove that we go up to the same thing, dear. I can prove it to you, because the kick up the bum I gave you, I had to give that same kick up the bum to my daughter. It's probably more sisters than anything else, because I had to give you this.
Watching Luna's live.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And like the other day, I was sitting here, and like Drew calls you Uncle Danny, yeah, and like for me, it doesn't feel right hearing her calling you Uncle Danny. She should be calling you Pups, like on me, yeah, because I do feel that we have got I believe that we were sisters.
Yeah,
she wants except late for supper. You know, she called me anything you want.
I don't know. I know. I think it's just because of the way
I know she wants to call you that, yeah, because there's been a few times she goes, "Oh, well, no, I won't call you Pups because sister does," and I'm thinking, well, why the fuck does it matter if I call him Pups or not? You can do it as well. Like, we are connected.
I think it depends on the culture you're brought up in as well, because My dad had friends and things, and they're like, all become your uncle, that type of thing. So it was just natural to call Danny Uncle Danny. If you
And
get
I'm
me.
cool with it. I mean, you can call me pops if you want to. You can call me uncle. You can
Yeah,
call me cousin,
I
brother.
probably will through time.
You know, you can call me your cousin's brother, sister, aunt for all I give. You know,
Granny Danny.
auntie
I
Danny. That'd be good.
I don't look at Drew as anything else but a sister, you know what I mean?
Right.
And I know that I'm connected to my pups, and there is a very big connection
Yeah.
between me and pups, and there's a very big connection between pups and Drew.
Definitely.
And we're all related with our animal
Flowers,
spirits
big hug.
and things like that. It all says that we,
Oh,
we
Beth
are
the black
family.
sheep. Oh, I'm the black sheep in my family, Beth, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it, man. Black sheep is good because all the white sheep are following each other and they're falling off the cliff. And the black sheep's going the other way, going, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me.
I think a lot of us in here are black sheep. I don't get on with my family. I've been treated wrong. So I think we're all black sheep in this family. But that's why we find such a homely
I was the black sheep, but I was the only one to give her two
That's why
grandkids.
we're all so close together, because we've got so much in common, because we can relate to each other. That's why we're so close, all of us. You know what I mean? So,
I always say to my mum and dad, I was maybe the baddest, but I've no one that's gave you two grandkids. So the other two never gave her any grandwains. I did.
Hey, Chris. I think that's Chris.
Oh, Christopher's in.
yeah, it is. It's
Well, guys, I'm going to end it because I better get my son to bed. I think Liam left us long ago. But it was nice to chat to you all, and it was nice to get an explanation of the difference between possession and channeling as well.
Yes.
I think a lot of people minds will be at rest now, knowing you're okay.
Please do not go and attempt it if you do not know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Definitely. And if you do think that you've maybe had a minor possession that you've thought and it's maybe been channeling, ask Sherry, mail her, and see if you maybe think that's what happened.
Just ask. We're more than happy
Because a lot of people will just jump.
I am going to do some shows. I will do some shows on spiritual abilities and safe ways to do it all, so that you guys can do it safer.
That's
so cool. I follow certain people that have shut me off. People have had more character changes in 2 years than a Marvel comic.
I know. We're all just a bed of emotion, Hatchie. Think about it. We've all went through a lockdown together. We've went through like ending relationships together, beginning of new relationships together. We're a true family. But it's been a roller coaster the last few years.
I know that feeling, Chris, brother. They don't me either, but and like a vamp, it will be coming. I will learn you guys how to understand your abilities and do it more safely, and that, because then we all know you're safe.
Yeah, definitely. Right, guys, in chat, I will let you go, and I will speak to Danny and Sis in a wee second. Thanks everybody for coming, and I do thank you, Luna, for the live last night. I was in tears watching it.
Love it,
thanks everybody for the support. Honestly, I love you all loads. I don't know where I would be without you. Honestly, I'll catch you in the next one, guys. Blessed be. Bye.
Blessed be, guys. Merry Party.